What's the timing for that announcement? A coincidence with anything going on?
Not a coincidence. I had a fucking fight here that night. Anybody who thinks that I gave a shit what was going on anywhere else is out of their fucking minds.
Just had a check, Dan. Just had a check. Awesome.
We announced it as soon as we got it done, and we were in the middle of our event. Yeah. Give a fuck what those guys are doing. You kidding me?
Ever since MVP MMA Rousey versus Carano, I can't stop thinking about it. Like, what does this mean for MMA fans as a whole? Was it truly successful? Are we even going to get another MVP card after this? What does MVP MMA even do now? The card was honestly great. It was a lot of fun. It honestly played out almost the best way it could have. Explosive Francis Ngannou knockout, Nate Diaz and Mike Perry going to absolute war, scrapping it out. And sure, the fight ended on a stool, but Diaz can go out on his shield and Perry gets his TKO, even if it is a doctor stoppage, with an explosive ending sequence at the end of the round. Not to mention Ronda Rousey also getting her first round finish within about 17 seconds, which we all kind of expected. Look, we get it, kind of mismatched, but honestly, I think that's the best way the fight could have ended anyway. We even got a little bit of MMA conspiracy going on with Stoolgate. This card had it all. Knockouts, submissions, scraps, maybe a little mismatched, honestly, but I think for casuals as a whole, everyone was having fun. I even had people over, people who didn't even really watch MMA, but they knew about Carano, and Rousey, they knew about Ngannou, they knew about Nate Diaz, so they watched it and they had so much fun. I know there's UFC bootlickers and people who were just completely hating on MVP, which again, MVP does have its issues, but I think those are just really loud voices and don't speak for everyone. And I think in general, it was a very, very fun night for MMA fans as a whole. This card felt like I was watching something out of 2008. Gave me heavy Strikeforce vibes. The hexagon cage, the color of the cage, and then sponsors on the fighters, which was great. And I also got to give some props to Ariel Helwani here. I know I literally just made a video about my issues with what just happened, and I know he's a little controversial right now, but honestly, I do think he did a great job on the mic, going out there, talking to the fighters, promoting more possible fights, pushing for MVP and the fans. Maybe he was doing a little bit of glazing in between the fights, but when he was in the cage, talking to the fighters, I think he did a fantastic job. And I honestly just don't think people are talking about that enough. And I kind of wish Joe Rogan or Daniel Cormier did something like that. So, I gotta be honest, props, Helwani. The pacing of the card was a little bit bad, but it's honestly just the same as it is with the UFC on Paramount. And it's not like we're getting constant ads. We had a lot of cage time. We had a lot of time with the analyst desk and fighters. Which, yeah, the analyst and the desk was really boring and annoying to listen to. God, I don't think there could be a worse blunt rotation right here. But I'd much rather listen to this, or let's be honest, put it on mute, instead of having ads on mute playing as I'm just on my phone waiting for the next fight. Also, with the amounts of round one finishes that were happening, I mean, come on, there was going to be a bit more than average ad time. So, the real question is, what can MVP do now? I think what they should do is just continue to make massive fights. And I don't think we need an event every couple of months. I honestly think if we just get 2 to 3, which is the realistic number to be honest as well, I wouldn't complain. And I think it'd be very fun, which we'll get to in a second. But I hear that another point of contention is how the arena wasn't sold out. But to be honest, UFC Miami wasn't sold out either, and that was stacked to the fucking gills. I think the play for MVP might be smaller venues, kind of like how PFL does. They do smaller venues like hockey arenas, which still look and are pretty big, but you can sell out a lot easier, but still look great on broadcast. But honestly, I think with everything they've learned, and if they just lower the prices a little bit, and where the location of the fight was, I think they could still sell out an arena. Well, so to be honest, this economy isn't helping right now. And to be completely honest, I feel like a lot of those photos aren't completely genuine. All of the nosebleeds were completely sold out, which is to be expected. Those are the cheaper seats. The mid to lower seats in the venues are usually a lot more expensive, and almost the entirety of the floor was sold out, which that's really for the people who have the money for that. So what I'm kind of trying to say is that the people who could afford to go went, but the people who were kind of caught in the middle just decided not to. Again, it's not like I'm here trying to glaze MVP. It has its issues, but that's just kind of how it feels and what it looks like from everything I've been seeing, from the ticket prices and the photos. Either way, tickets are just tickets. The real money is in the Netflix viewers and the sponsors, as Dana White won't ever shut up trying to remind us 24/7. Another thing they can do is co-promotion. It honestly happens all the time outside of the UFC, and in many sports like boxing. And this can honestly do nothing but benefit the sport of mixed martial arts. Floyd versus Conor McGregor was fucking massive. The one time UFC does co-promotion, and it's one of the most massive fights in the entirety of combat sports history. And honestly, as crazy as it sounds, if we can somehow make Francis Ngannou versus John Jones, it would be amazing. It would sell out like crazy. Could honestly fill out a stadium. And I don't even think I'm crazy for saying that. I mean, I might be, but you're getting what I'm saying here. And look, I hate John Jones. I hate John Jones more than most John Jones haters. But this would be a generational hate watch. And all unks from everywhere want to watch this fight. And I mean, look, they might not even be the best heavyweights of all time. Definitely past their prime. But hey, UFC heavyweights, lineal heavyweights, this is a fight everyone was asking for years ago anyway. You wouldn't even need an undercard for this. You throw this on the Netflix homepage, everyone is watching this. Again, very unlikely, but if they can somehow do it, and if anyone can get it done, it is MVP. If you don't think I'm already insane enough this far into the video, wait for it. Just hear me out. Conor McGregor.
What the fuck did you say?
You still with me? Conor McGregor only has 2 fights left on his contract. Conor versus Max Holloway is already on the way, which means you only have 1 more fight left. Don't tell me that Conor McGregor versus any warm body in front of him wouldn't sell out. Wouldn't be fucking massive on MVP. And look, man, all I'm saying is Chandler's already on his way to his 7th fight in the UFC. Most contracts are only about 8. Listen, dude, Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler, 2028 MVP MMA on Netflix. Listen, dude, I got goosebumps. Look, I know both of these guys are kind of company men, but Conor doesn't need a cozy desk job post-retirement. No disrespect, I think it's great for fighters who go into retirement to get a cozy job after all of their hard work, but I think Conor's grandkids will probably still be living off the wages of his fights alone. Conor wanted to fight the Paul brothers, and he most definitely wants to make money fights. Everyone always comes back. The 40s for MMA fighters is the time they should retire, but they honestly just keep coming back for one more. I don't think it's too crazy to say that Conor McGregor might fight an MVP someday. Again, maybe not too soon, but that could happen sometime. Rousey definitely ain't coming back. I think she really just wanted to end her career on a win, which, more power to her. I think Holly Holm already fights for MVP in boxing, but I don't think it'd be that much of a stretch to have Holly Holm versus Ronda Rousey too. Maybe Corona could even fit somewhere in there. Might be murder for her, but reports indicate she might want to come back, and Corona versus Holly Holm as a featured fight ain't that shabby. We could also have Jake Paul versus Mike Perry, or maybe even Nate Diaz. Those fights alone would save MVP if they even are in murky waters. I mean, it's Jake Paul's promotion. They promote the hell out of that fight, I know that's for sure. Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor MMA kind of hurts to imagine, but that might actually fucking happen. And if Conor McGregor gets slammed out by Jake Paul, I might hang myself from my ceiling fan. I'm not even kidding. I am. I mean, shit. What about fucking Rico Verhoeven? He was supposed to be in the UFC. They couldn't even pay him. But you know who I do think could? MVP. And he's going to be so much more popular after Alexander Usyk puts a clinic on him. Yeah, so editing Filthy Casual here. I'm finishing up this video because I've just been really busy, so it's taken a while. But yeah, I just watched that Usyk and Verhoeven fight. I hate boxing so much. It's such a fraud, bullshit sport. Rigged as fuck. I mean, we've known this for years. God damn it, I hate boxing so much. So much. Let's just be real. He's too old to come into the UFC, but for a one-off MMA fight, not that bad of an idea. Verhoeven versus Ngannou, maybe Rico versus Despain as a co-main. I think it's just a massive name to have on there anyways. It's like how boxers, when they fight someone and even though they lose, they kind of still become a big name because they fought that one other popular boxer. As for something soon and a bit more realistic, I guess, something like Ngannou versus Despain and the co-main of Mike Perry versus Nate Diaz too, which honestly shouldn't happen, but it might still, but it probably will, and I'm gonna watch it anyways. Chuck in a Dylan Danis fight with probably Darren Till. Fill out the card with a Adriano Moraes flyweight title fight against Makayev or a rematch against Nikita, a couple of PFL guys, and I think they're honestly set. Maybe mismatch them a little bit to get some highlights. I don't know. Oh, and maybe not have the fucking prelims on YouTube and actually just have them on Netflix, because I think that would have done way bigger numbers for them. Or just have it on Netflix and on YouTube, because then you have like 3 hours before the main card even starts to have people file in and wait, and just have that little timer. Main card starts here, and then the fighters in the corner of the main event. Also, I'm pretty sure the UFC will try to push back against MVP, since they do honestly see them as a threat, I would say. Also, Dana White revealing Conor McGregor's comeback during Francis Ngannou's walkout is hilarious hating. Jones was talking about wanting to get out of his contract was kind of insane. It was a petty off of a night. This also gives the opportunity to MVP to say the UFC is intimidated. And to be honest, they might be kind of right.
There was a little bit of gamesmanship on their part tonight. They announced Conor and Max rematch during Francis Ngannou's walkout. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's kind of catty. But it also shows that, that they see MVP MMA as a threat, that they would, do it in that moment and spend like it, do it at that time. So I feel like it's also a compliment because it elevates MVP MMA and makes they're declaring that they see us as a real rival. And I think that's such a compelling story, and now they're helping us tell it.
It's not like it's unfounded, as the viewers alone probably make this one of the most, if not the most watched MVP. And it's not like it's unfounded, as the viewers alone probably make this one of the most, if not the most viewed MMA event of all time. The Paramount team is not the happiest right now, I bet. The Paramount team is not the happiest with this, I bet. Throughout making this video and my last couple of videos about the MVP MMA card, I feel like I've been coming off as someone who has been glazing MVP, but honestly, all I want is competition. It's great to live in a world where we don't have to settle for the UFC and their bullshit that they pull sometimes. Look, I love the UFC. I wouldn't have gotten into MMA if it wasn't for the UFC. They've had kind of a rocky start to this year, but the future looks bright. But look, I'm not going to say no to a couple more MMA fights on the side. Anyways, what do you guys think? You think MVP MMA can be a real competitor in this sport? You think there's any possible massive matchups they can do in the future? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you for the casuals in the next one. Peace!